Hi folks, Pete the Psychic Medium again, and this is a continuation of the Sam story. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes, but also for spiritual development. If I had false teeth, I'd be over there by now. So folks, we're up to, I can't remember which one, I think third, fourth. I think the fourth in the series. And there are 30 minutes each. And we've gone through that many, and I don't think we're even close. No, we're not even close. So I'll just do a bit at a time, and I'll put it up as I do them, and then wait a day or two and do more. So the last one we gave you, the last Mises to Pieces, the last encounter was where I'd gone off for a piddle break, basically, and then after that we come back. And after basically came back and said to Sam, now of course, because I don't want to waste too much time here, you will need to watch all the way through. I'll just give a little bit of a précis for the first couple, but this one is basically is where I'm talking to Sam, who's in spirit, and I've asked him, in this instance, I asked him, so what's happened to you and Jill? That was his wife who had passed away 10 years before he'd passed away, and he was now in spirit too. So what's happened to you and Jill? Sam, confused and intermittent reply. She's here, but she's not here. I don't think doesn't care. It's not the same. Something's lost. So it was all that intermittent breakup. We said, you're in a new and different world now, Sam. You can't use the tools you used when you were human. You have to do a new form of courting. But you have to do some relearning first. She has had 12 years of learning. It was 12 years, not 10 years. I had 10. It was 12 years. Oh, well, it would have been because she died 10 years, and then he was around for 2 years. Hang on, confused myself. Anyway, 12 years. It was 2 years. Yeah, whatever. Scratch that. And I put it was 12 years, and Sam interjected and said, no, 11 years. So, all right, well, the three of us are wrong. And then we said, humorously, I said, well, I'm saying 12 years. I know we're better than you. And then he's come back laughing. Okay. So we then said, she's well up on the charts and has learned a lot more than Sam had learned. And she has much to teach you, as do others there who want to help you. Sam, I don't know who I can trust other than Pam. Pause. What do I have to do to get her back? We said, you have to take one step at a time. First, you have to fully accept that you're no longer in the physical world and that you're in another world. Another world. What would you call it? So what are you going to call this place? Heaven? And he came back immediately, nah, that's God bothers rubbish. Or God bothers reckonings. And we said, remember your kitchen table, having a cuppa, and me eating your biscuits, which I did a lot, and I shouldn't have because I'm gluten intolerant. And he's laughing. For someone who couldn't eat gluten, shouldn't eat gluten, you sure tucked them away. Both had a chuckle on that one. This was a very significant insight as to whether this was truly Sam's connecting to me, because I'm still having doubts about, am I really talking to a ghost? Spirit? Sam could be cruel at times and let slip to others things that you felt you had entrusted to him in private. It more than convinced me that I was communing with him, because that was just a small little, I just felt that, yeah, that's him. Anyone else in spirit wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have thought. Well, I knew now. They wouldn't have. But he did, Who cares? That's the truth. I'm putting it out there. So we said, anyway, remember we were saying exactly the same thing then about dying, as I'm saying to you now, dying in inverted commas. That death isn't an ending, and that most Christians were so far off track that they get as much of a shock when they come over as anyone else. Well, I've covered a bit of that at the end of the last vlog. Sam, also as if I was totally wrong. No, you weren't right either. And he was good. He was very good at that, coming straight back with that. Whether he was right, I was right, or he was wrong. No. In his opinion, I was wrong. So, and we, a bit shocked. Well, how about you teach me? Teach me, mate. You're there and I'm here. I'll accept with open arms whatever you can teach me from your own experiences. Please give me an exclusive. So there was a bit of tongue-in-cheek with him, but it was also, well, come on, you're making a statement. You're doing a Donald Trump, which he, I don't think you would have known of him, but this was way before the Trump era. Sam, pause at first, then a lot more mellow. No, you're pretty much on the ball. Just don't want you getting a swelled head. We both had a chuckle, but again, this was a side of Sam which could be hurtful. He had that personality. So we then said, to break the tension and bring back the humour. Speaking of swelled heads, had a decent erection lately. Oh, that's right. Excuse this bit, but it was part of it all. Important. Sam, humorously, yeah, well, a sensation anyway. Then more seriously, but then I'm in another situation. He drifted off for a bit, just so confused here. So the idea of my bringing that up was, again, saying he hadn't admitted to this point he had died. So we had to get through to him that, you're still thinking you're in a functioning body. So, when was the last time you had a sexual erection? Especially he's talking about his wife and all the rest. And it was sort of like he couldn't answer it. And it put him into this, basically, Spirit was saying to him, you've got to go back to that area. You've got to sort that out. About whether you're alive or whether you're dead. And so there were quite a few times when Spirit was throwing a little clanger like that. And I was embarrassed by it, but it's not my job. I'm just the mouthpiece. Then upstairs are saying, Sam, Jill is your guide. She has others with her who can lead you through this confusion. Teacher spirits, with her permission, are ready to lead you through this maze, this confusion. Does that make sense to you? Sam, sort of, still confusing. How do I know who to trust? And also the feeling was, how do I know it's her and not someone else, especially because she turned away from him in a couple of the ones before. You'll find out if you go back through that, if you haven't already. If I can't see Jill, how do I know she's her? Point taken. It's not easy, Sam. You've got to be trusting. You will know they are trustable because you'll feel at peace. Like you did when you encountered them with Jill on the veranda that time. You just first sensed Jill, and that's going back to when he opened up the curtains in the hospital and he was on his veranda sitting there with Jill behind him. And by the way, I've said it already, these aren't real names. Jill's not his actual wife's name. It was their peaceful energy that you, spirits continuing, their peaceful energy that you reacted to emotionally. Jill is a part of that peace now. Have you been back to Danny? Oh, there was a gap, and then have you been back to Danny? And Danny being the third party of all of this. Sam, laughing, yeah, we had a great day at the pub. He helped me win quite a bit on the pokies. I helped him win quite a bit on the pokies. Danny's wife deserves something special for a birthday. So I'm repeating some of the stuff that was said before. That was a shocker for me because I hadn't mentioned about the poker machine, Danny's win, and Danny's wife's birthday coming up. So other than that, my spirit friends and I, have you been back to Danny for a chat? Sam, at first, nah, he hit me with the God bit and I'm not ready for that yet. I may have died, but that doesn't mean that God is real. One doesn't mean the other. You see, the God Brothers, because the God Brothers are doing so much harm, it's taking me all this time with you poor buggers to explain it all. Had he accepted, I wouldn't have a story. If he accepted there was a creator. Oh, you God Brothers. Okay. My spirit friends now. You know that Danny isn't talking about the God Brothers. God Brother is God. You know that, don't you? Sam, yeah, I know, but he's not flexible. Just hard to take him full on at times. Belief thing he's into right now. So Danny's got his way and I've got my way. And for whatever the reason, Sam is coming to me. But that doesn't mean I'm right and Danny wrong. It's just that we have different ways. And Danny communes with others. So, my spirit friends again, I'm writing this as we chat and plan to show it to Danny. I could take this part out if you want me to. I'd rather not because I'd feel like I'm holding back some of your truth for him. What do you want me to tell him? Sam, tell him he might be right, but I'm just not ready for that yet. Spirit friends, okay, I was about to broach another subject. In brackets, I was about to broach another bracket when he interjected and said, Sam, if you can get Jill to prove to me that God exists, he didn't add any more. We said, I think this is one for you guys. I said to my guys, I think this is one for you guys, not sure what to say. Because even though in those days I was still aware it was them channeling, but I was, it was them. But as now I know, I wasn't even there. But I said that as a respect to my spirit friends to say, oh, look, how do I handle this one? And my spirit friend said, Sam, when Danny mentions God, he's talking about a constant future power existence that has no beginning and no end, like an endless railway journey. And you're on that train. Now, I wouldn't have thought to say something like that. There's no way. And it's things like that I know, oh, that's not me. I failed school. I think I've told you before. I was 14 when I left school. I did no other study or training after that. Just got out into the workforce and did menial work. So all this that you're hearing and seeing, and some of the spelling's bad, but anyway, thank God for spell check. But that's not coming from me. That's coming from me, the beautiful. And we've all got a right to that power. Every one of us. There's no one set aside special. Please, tune into your guidance. Yeah, I diverse. I go off track. All right. My spirit friends again. And this is in brackets. My guides moved back and I waited for Sam to comment. When he didn't, I said, okay, mate, I'm happy to keep in contact with you, but I really need to keep in contact with Danny because without his affirming your existence in our new status and in all of this, no one's going to believe me or him. Selfish, I know, but you can do so much to help others who are about to make the jump from the physical world, and again I mentioned the three that we knew at that time with cancer, diagnosed cancer that we knew. So it was saying to Sam, hey mate, in the future, I'm going to be talking to people. I didn't even know I'd have a YouTube. I don't even know I knew what YouTube was. And this is why upstairs said, we need this to go out there. So Sam came back with, yeah, I understand. Just ask Danny to keep the God on hold for a bit. I'm not ready for that yet. So it was pretty obvious that it was the Word, and not God, but the Word. Now I've just gone too far with this. Oh, here we are. Oh no, I've jumped down a bit too far here. Please excuse me. Oh yeah, somehow or other the thing just went way. It's a weird mouse. Okay. And then we said okay to that from Sam. So then my guides spoke to Sam's guides, and it was interesting to hear that. And they're saying maybe you guides could get Jill to contact Danny and work through this because it's outside of our realm. My spirit friends were saying. Sam's guidance said, yes, Jill is a part of the Sam's team. So they were just confirming that Jill was in that team that my team were talking to and saying that, yes, she's part of it. See, it's because it's hard to explain. You don't want to go that far ahead into the split soul theory. But there's a means of communicating necessary, and we'll leave it at that. Split soul theory, even I am, so the new stuff I've got is just way over my head. I need a bigger head. So my guidance said, does Sam know that Jill is in that team? And Sam's guidance said, he's keeping us a long way from him, but doesn't know it. It's too early for him to understand all that. So they're saying that, he's calling out for help and he's calling out for guidance, but he sees us as, no, that's that God rubbish. And so he was pushing a lot of that away, which is a bit sad, but anyway. But the story continues. So, my guidance back to Sam was saying, sensing the session was coming to an end. So Sam, anything else you want to chat about? Anything you want to know about? Other than the bloody ALP, the Australian Labor Party who he opposed, and the wonderful Liberal National Party that he was all for. And I had a chuckle. Sam laughing, I just want to test the waters, see if this is real, or in other words, that it's you, me, and not his imagination. And then we said, and is it? Is it real? Sam, yeah, maybe. You seem to make sense, but I'm finding it so confusing. We said, why? Everything you and Danny are saying, the fact that I'm chatting to you both, everything is against what I used to believe, and now you're both shooting it all, what I believed, shooting it all to pieces. And he had a bit easy, sort of laugh. And then we said, it's a dirty job that we have to do, Sam. Yeah, Sam says with a bit of a laugh. At that point, we're coming up early here. At that point, he thanked me for the time and for the caring, and then he faded, as did the sun on my back porch, my veranda. And we closed at 5 p.m. Now, we go on to, I don't know how much I can put in here. Please bear with me a minute. Yeah, 20, I've got 10 minutes. I'll come in, I'll see if I can do 10 minutes worth. Oh, where am I? Geez, there we are. Right, so this is Sam calls again on May the 2nd, 2018. After Sam's last visit, I was expecting a sign of slow but steady growth from him. But instead, at this last visit, he seems quite distant. Now, I'd said that prior to the last one, but he bucked up. This one is different. So I had him, I'm aware that he was around, and so I did this special dedication that I do it. It's the basis of what I say to my spirit friends when I go into the meditation. And it's, we affirm and confirm our oneness to the greater good, God, creative force. We are one with the core being of peace, not for our gain or for our ego, but of and from the oneness, God, whose will is be done in this matter. not ours. We are one. Spirit answers, yes, we are one. So now, I think I said that. So I got the peaceful feeling. And so, again, we say, hi, Sam. Have a feeling you're hanging around in the shadows. Sam, yeah, don't know if I really want to chat to anyone. Don't like people telling me what to do. We, did you hear my opening dedication? It's what I say before I start any interaction with you or any matters. Sam, yeah, it was good. I like that bit where you say you don't want to make anyone believe in anything or change them in any belief ways. And of course that's having to dig back up his feelings towards poor old what's his name? Poor old Danny. Thank you. And thank you, he's saying, and what you believe in is to help the lost find their path, the blind find their sight, and the confused to find their peace. And we said confused, but we didn't say any of that, Sam. Sam, but that's what I heard. Didn't you mean it? And we said, now, where are we? Oh, now you have me on the wrong foot, old friend. We both chuckled. What you said and what I said is way too beautiful. What you said, that I said, is way too beautiful to what I could ever have thought of. That was most absolutely beautiful. I most certainly confirm it, though. And then my spirit friends said to me in my ear, what was that all about? And, I say to them, and they are saying with a bit of a grin, just his guidance interpretation of what we've been saying, what we do. Do you really believe Sam would have listened to the version you really said? So in other words, the version that Sam heard wasn't what I said at all, but it was the essence of it, and it's what Sam needed to hear. So I'm laughing heartedly at that. Oh, wow, we got one up on Sam. So we then said, are you still there, Sam? Sam, yeah. Just finding it hard to link up with you, like I need a hearing aid. So the energies were quite limited. Geez, you've got to watch this. I'm going to go over. Yes. A spirit will say, or we. Yes, you seem a long way away. Is there any way you can come closer to me? Is there anything stopping you being here with me? And Sam says, at first a bit of a jumble. I feel like I'm in a room full of strangers. This is where he was very low. Plenty of people around me, but so different. Like I'm in the middle of a Communist Party meeting, totally different from my own kind, because he was anti-socialism and social democratic socialism he was against. You make money and rip people off if you have to. It's the way of the system. I laughed heartily because Sam was a strong conservative. He didn't. I don't want people telling me what to do, to think, or what, that was back to his old way. We said, so are these others around you all the time, telling you what to do like Danny has been doing? I'm saying that because I know you're not communing with Danny. Danny had said he'd cut off from what he's telling you. Sam, yeah, I just want to sit here and stay in the silence. Danny is a good man, and he has had a great life, but he just doesn't seem to see me as I really am or was. There was always that with Sam, even with me, he was that way in certain instances. So then we, not meaning to share personal matters, but I'm sure if Danny were here now, he'd say his life wasn't quite as great as he thought it was. And Sam didn't reply. Upstairs again. Sam, Danny is a person with a psychic ability like me. He could see things relating to you that he couldn't express because it would offend you. Or at least you would have rejected. Remember, you never had anything to do with the psychic side of for that same reason. I never mentioned my psychic side when we were in this physical plane. No, I didn't. Because he wouldn't hear it. Wouldn't have anything to do with it. And Sam said, very hard to hear, but I could feel he was agreeing with me. The Spirit, Sam, you are so far away, it's almost impossible to hear you. Sam, very faint. Yeah, you too. Too much chatter. Wish they'd leave. Spirit through me. Well, it was Spirit all the way through, but anyway, this particular one I could sense differently. Sam, when those voices aren't around you, do you feel happier? Sam, less distant and a little and very aggressive. Of course I'm not bloody happy. I've never been so isolated and alone in my life. This is not my heaven. If this is my heaven, then I don't want it. Stairs again. Worse than when you were at your country home pining for Jill. And Sam comes back, the F word, absolutely worse. At least then I had hope that she'd be waiting for me. Spirit, so you haven't shared with me what happened after that encounter with Jill. When I showed you, because I use the I word, but it's, as I've said, it's Spirit. When I showed you how to leave the hospital bed, open the curtains and the veranda, and that's for those who are just watching a bit of this. That's the beginning of this. You need to watch this all the way through. Seriously. Sam, quite bitter. She abandoned me, just like a total stranger. He started to slip away, so I asked Spirit to reaffirm with him that he was what he said. I did it without typing, instead concentrating on his voice in my mind. And my spirit friends, because I said that to my spirit friends within myself. Sadly, I'm getting close to time. Sadly, the more the contact with you, the more he has isolated himself. He's looking for a magic potion or happening to bring him out of where he's at. Now, I wonder if we end here. After feeling that he's done an Elvis and left the building, my spirit friend said, I said to my spirit friends, has he gone? And my spirit friends have said, yes, we've lost contact or lost all hope, all faith in what he believed. Or Spirit, Sam, Spirit saying, yes, Pete, he has lost all hope, all faith in what he believes in. He is so introverted that it may take spirit friends a very, very long time to bring him back into the room. And at that point, I will stop the conversation or the vlog. And sorry to have been so abrupt at the end of the last one, but I'd run out of time. And I don't know how much leeway Facebook's given me over the 30 minutes. Anyway, we're up to here. Those of you that stuck all the way through, thank you. I hope you're enjoying it in the sense of learning and helping you. So I'll catch you on the next one, whatever it is. Was it 5, 4, 5? Whatever it is, I'll catch you there. Thanks for your tolerance.